So, where have I been and who has proven that they know who I am? When I got off the train, coming back from Los Angeles in July of 2022 after you had arrested me the third time in that year. It was actually the fourth time. The fifth time was when you put me in jail after I came back from Los Angeles. We stopped off in Newton. Everybody in Newton, Kansas knew who I was. I took a bus to Wichita, got off, or took somebody drove us to Wichita in a car. I got off and had to wait for a bus in Wichita, Kansas. Everybody knew who I was in Wichita, Kansas. People were waiting for me. We drove up to Woodward. Uh, they know who I am there, especially at the state hospital. But we kept going north. We ended up out here in a place called Ashland. I go into a little store and I use their restroom. I come back out and I bought forgot what it was, I think it was a Laffy Taffy. Anyway, man, two young men and a young lady, all three knew exactly who I was in that little tiny store in that little tiny town. I've never been there before in my life. They knew exactly who I was. How's that possible? Somebody was waiting here by a road as I drove by. I pointed back because I just saw Black Panther walking down the ditch. A Black Panther right there by Coldwater, Kansas. People know who I am in each one of these little circles. I mean, Oklahoma City is easy, but everyone knows who I am everywhere I go. Even down here, they know who I am. Down here, Tulsa, they know. People were waiting for me at the zoo. They're waiting for me. People were waiting for me at this zoo. Everywhere I go, somebody's waiting for me. They knew who I was in Springfield, Missouri, trying to cause car wrecks everywhere. Um, uh, Fort Smith, people knew who I was trying to cause car wrecks all over Oklahoma. Shawnee, they know who I am in Shawnee and Seminole. Um, Chickasaw, then they know who I am there. They're waiting for me there. Henrietta, everybody, even the police, show they know where I am everywhere I go. So Springfield, Missouri, Van Buren, Poplar Bluff, they were waiting for me there. They knew who I was. Everywhere, Paducah. This is Paris, Tennessee, Brownsville, Tennessee. I got video of this one. They knew who I was. Clarksville, Tennessee. They knew exactly who I was. Someone gave my mother a map in Clarksville, Tennessee. We were in Nashville. They knew who I was in Nashville. Memphis knows who I am. Little Rock, Lone Oak. And there's a little place up here, like a Lone Oak Church, and another place out here by Conway. They knew who I was, and there was a sheriff waiting for me there, and I didn't do nothing wrong. I didn't do nothing wrong. All I did, I went in, I used the restroom, and I bought two 1 liter things of soda, and there was a sheriff in there. Waiting. I guess the sheriff thought he was going to arrest me for stealing or something. I don't know. I just went in to buy some soda. But she told me years ago she was going to be there, and she was right there in that little town of Conway. But anyway, like I said, these little circled areas, these are places I stopped off at, and people knew who I was when I got there. Stopped off at St. Louis. Yeah, they were going crazy. The sheriff, man, he threw a fit when he saw me. He was mad, very mad. Uh, Good story about St. Louis. There's a man here named Joey Cornelison told me, I got a cousin in St. Louis, Missouri. There's a guy that looks just like him. I was in the train station. I was getting ready to come back to Oklahoma from St. Louis, Missouri. I go in and I saw the guy come in. I was like, oh yeah, I know. I remember this. I remember this well. And all of a sudden I have to get up to go use the restroom. I started going to the restroom. It's almost like somebody buzzed him with the phone, paged him, and said, hey, he's coming in. Just send him a text or something. He came out the door smiling, wobbling, looking just like Jody. I said, how you doing, Jody Corners? I went right in the restroom. I came back out. Boy, he had this look on his face. In fact, four or five people had that same look. It's hard to read all these because of my vision. Poplar Bluff, I stayed there. Paducah, I went through here. Owensboro, everybody knew who I was. They were trying to cause all kinds of wrecks in Owensboro. And Louisville, I went through there. I believe that's where we ate breakfast somewhere in this area. We ate breakfast at a what was it? A Cracker Barrel. But that's where Dalton Penrose is supposed to be at right now. Lexington, we stayed the night in Lexington. And we went on here. I can't read the name of this, but I circled it for a reason. Um, that's how bad my vision is. Um, we went through Atlanta and Birmingham. Military people showed they knew who I was in every one of these places. Everywhere we go, military, police, and civilians show they know who I am. Everywhere I go, and nobody's done nothing. Augusta, They showed who I knew. They knew who I was there. Um, and um, they showed who I knew was in Columbia. Uh, all three of these towns, Florence, Darlington, Hart, they all showed they knew who I was. Conway, Myrtle Beach, they led me to this place. The police protected me, and when I stayed in hotels, the police would stay outside the hotels and show they'd park outside. Charlotte, everybody knew. Raleigh knew. Dunn, North Carolina, I got video of people trying to cause wrecks in Dunn. Mebane's up here somewhere in this area, but Statesville, they knew who I was in Statesville, Mooresville. You know, that's where John Finnerty's from. But they knew who I was there. I didn't see him. I didn't see anybody. Let's go another one. Richmond, here's Mebane right here. Greensboro. It was on a Sunday morning. We were coming back through, and I looked down, and there was a cop, and it's like he lifted the cones up, and he goes, like that, like go get him. Then they all come rushing after me, and they were trying to cause car wrecks and stuff. It was like the cops like go get him. Just lifted up the cones and let them go. They waved for me to come by and did that. It's like a joke, but it's not a joke because it's really dangerous, especially going through this little pass right here. Man, that is scary, especially at nighttime when semis are barreling down on you with ice on the road. It is scary. This is the Smoky Mountain Pass. It is so scary going through there. This place, Ashland, it's a real nice city to go to. It's like in the little mountain area, and there's a mall. And I went into the mall. I went in to use the restroom, and as I go in, I pass a bunch of people who have their kids and they're like on little swings and stuff. And I just walk in, I just walk going by, go on to the restroom, I come back out, and instead of them all having fun, laughing and joking, they're all just looking at me like this. Every one of them just looking at me. They were having fun before. They just, hey, how y'all doing? But when I came back by, they're like, and everybody was looking right at me. 5, 6 adults, a bunch of kids just looking at me sad. That means everybody in Ashland knows who I am. Where's this? North Carolina, Ashland, North Carolina. Morgantown. I can't read that. Hagerstown. I was in Hagerstown. But I've been through each one of these towns. Allentown, Reading, Pottstown. We stayed the night in Pottstown. And Baltimore. Baltimore, God, the Lord God, He did a miracle in front of a bunch of people. People saw it happen. Craziest thing I ever saw. Craziest thing. Problem is, nobody seems to care. I do. I do. I'm gonna get to heaven, and I'm gonna put you in the lake of fire because you don't want to tell the truth. If you did, because what I know is the police do not take a day off. They don't. If it's icy and snow, you still arrest people. That's when you usually go out and get people so they can't run, can't get in their car and take off. But here I sit, waiting for someone to do something. But in Baltimore, everybody knew who I was, including the police. Nobody's done nothing. That was over a year ago. This was about this time last year. This time was about March time frame. Yeah, of 2023. And my goal, I was heading right here, and I got to see this, but I was right here at this place right here. I pull in, in my mother's red blazer, and we pull in, and I go and I see this Asian lady over there, and I said something like, "You need to ask your FBI why they fake 9/11." And I turned around, and I drove, and this little gate started closing. I had to stop for a second, and I saw this guy walk by. He was either a cop or an FBI, and he told me many years ago he was going to arrest me right there for trying to do it, and I didn't do nothing wrong. Why was he there waiting for me? How did he know I was coming? I didn't tell anybody I was going to be there. I didn't tell anybody where I was going. And there he was waiting for me. And there the Asian lady was waiting for me, just like he said she would be. And they told me this stuff years ago, like 2000, 2002 time frame. And here it is. It was 2023 when it happened. Why won't you just tell the truth of what you really did, you stupid, stinking liars? You're not supposed to punish a man to death who didn't do nothing wrong, murderers. But everybody in the city knew who I was. Keep going. Keep going. Like I said, all these circles. This is Nashville, Springfield, Missouri. These are all the towns where I stopped and people showed that they knew who I was. Lexington, Louisville, St. Louis, right here, Texarkana, uh, Arkadelphia. I mean, everyone is somewhere in here is a little town called Rocky, Arkansas. It's right in this area right here, Rocky, Arkansas. Somewhere in here, and some lady came out of nowhere to meet us right at the highway, letting me know that she knew who I was. But the Horatio, there's a little gas station there. It's a little place I think called the Crossroads, or near a little area called Crossroads. Horatio. We went in there, and the gas thing goes over like 10 cents. So I gave them. I had to go back in and pay them 10 cents. But yeah, I was there. Brought everybody knew I was there. They knew I was in Eagletown. They knew I was here. Everywhere I go, everyone knows who I am, but nobody will tell the truth. These are all the cities that I've been to that people know who I am. This is kind of the same thing, but it's expanded a little bit more to show you everyone knows what's going on and nobody's telling the truth. Longview, Marshall. I went through Marshall in the train, and the police showed they knew who it was. Everywhere. Lafayette. I got to Lafayette. Everybody knew who I was in Lafayette. I came back through after leaving Lafayette. And there's a little town here. It was either Jennings or something. I stopped off at a store at one of these little places right here, and I went to go upload what happened in Lafayette, and the car pulled up, and I think it was somebody related to Haley Walker. She said she showed me a picture of some people, and there's a person that pulled up that looked like, and it showed me a picture of a bulldog, and it looked just like those people just joking around, pulling around, acting like they're just pretending. I don't like to be lied to. I think they're related to Haley Walker. They were in this area somewhere. I got to Orange, Texas. Everybody knew who I was in Orange, Texas. Here we go. There's another one. Houston. Houston goes crazy. It's dangerous. They go crazy when I get to Beaumont. Jasper. A sheriff showed he knew who I was. I was driving through there, my bumper track in the ground, a donut tear on my right rear, no headlight, no signal light through Jasper during the daytime. Woodville is where I stayed the night after hitting the deer. I went down through here, came out around here, went through Orange. I ended up coming all the way back up to here. Anyway, I've been all over the place. I've been through here. I've been through this. This is on Alaska. I've been through there. We stayed at Huntsville. Everybody showed they knew who I was in Huntsville, Texas. Everywhere I go, everyone shows they know who I am. I had a sheriff follow me through a Walmart here in Houston. And then they did that little where everybody's supposed to stop, like they did in the Truman Show. That was before I went to Vietnam. And I don't have time for all this. I'm just going to go through some of Lufkin. I've been through all these places. Everybody knows who I am. Everywhere I go, everyone knows who I am in all these cities. Now this is the big one. All over Texas, every little town here I've been to, everyone knows, including what's going to sting is coming up in just a few minutes. Just a few minutes, it's going to sting. You're going to hate it. You're going to hate me, but it's your fault. I didn't do it. You did. Look, everybody around these areas knows who I am, which means they know who you are. All these little towns all around here, knowing what's going on. Look at all these towns that I've visited. I've visited every one of these little towns. The police show they know. The civilians, the citizens show they know. The military, the ex-military, everybody shows they know. That means everybody knows me, my face. You know, you, your face. Amarillo, I've been there everywhere. Everyone shows they know who I am, where I've been. I've been out here, yeah, Las Vegas, New Mexico. I left some evidence out here. I stayed here that night. I left some evidence out here. Told y'all go get it. I showed up here. They were waiting for me. They were waiting for me. Went out all the way out here. I've been through Dalhart. I've been through Vega. Catalin Volcano's out here. I saw Catalin Volcano. It's actually out here. I've been through every one of these little towns. Everyone showed they know who I am in these towns. Here, I went through Chinatown, Skid Row, East LA. I walked through this whole area. I went to Vernon. I walked all the way down through this area. Everyone, including the homeless, know who I am. The homeless, most of them don't have a phone, but they know exactly who I am when they see me. One of them got mad. He threw his water bottle across the street when he saw me walking by. He was so mad. He couldn't believe you guys did this. He was mad. Homeless people are mad. Next, this is a little road I came in on right here, and this is a crazy story. I got to tell the whole story. I got pulled over by African American sheriff of the Red River Parish. He was either a deputy sheriff or sheriff. He's probably, I don't know. He could be sheriff. He could be deputy sheriff. I don't know. I got pulled over by him, and he followed me down this road. When I got right to this road, a lineman truck pulled out. Other cars pulled up. He could tell I was being tracked by GPS. He saw that. As soon as he saw that, he turned off and drove away. The thing is, I told him about my YouTube site.